Hey, there it is. Hey. It's your host, Troy Smith, back again real quick with a little educational podcast show today. I've had a couple people ask me or reach out to me, friends, associates, family members at times have actually asked me, hey, man, I want to get I want to get a podcast started. What I need to do about getting a podcast started or getting one started well, or, how to make it look professional or sound professional. First of all, podcast traditionally is more of an audio situation, more of an audio platform. It's not really, and it's done changed now to where now they putting cameras and all that in places like that. The Breakfast Club started all that stuff, I believe, not to be officially documented, but I would say the Breakfast Club may have started the whole putting the cameras in the studios and all that. So I think Ed Lover even mentioned that it was one of his ideas, but that's how it all started. People have been asking, not me starting, but that's how podcasts were really all about, doing audio stuff. So here's a time you can actually drop a comment and actually ask me any question you may have about doing a podcast or doing your own like radio show or what have you. But this is more of a beginner's tutorial, beginner's question and answer thing. It's not really one of those, if you're an advanced podcaster or someone that's deep in doing podcasts and stuff like this, not for you. I'm still learning it as I go along, but I wanted to be able to put a video together to answer any question that people may ask me. So now I can just send them a video explaining how to start a podcast rather than me trying to tell them over the phone all the time. So do me a favor. First of all, make sure you subscribe to the NOTI Lounge. This is what this is on. I'm a host of 2 podcast shows. I'm a host of this one, the NOTI Lounge, which is Not Overthinking It, which is a platform more for business-oriented entrepreneurs, small business owners, people that aspire to be entrepreneurs, to help them not overthink their next business idea or big idea. So that's what the NOTI Lounge is called, Not Overthinking It, the NOTI Lounge, and more of a lounge setting because you want to sit back and relax and actually hear people's story. Then I'm a co-host of a show with my boy Trevor called Two Brothers, formerly Two Brothers from Sea Hills, which is a project we're from in Knoxville, inner city community that we're from in Knoxville. So we say, hey, two brothers from the same background previously, inner city living, now talking about more educated things and showing people that you can be from one spot, but then also have more elevated conversations and not always the same mundane conversation all the time. Talk about reading books, talk about politics, talk about business, mindset shifting and all that. So that's what the Two Brothers podcast is about. And then you can go back and listen to the episode 1 of the Two Brothers and actually see that was one thing we just started out on the whim. So I started doing a podcast in 2018 with my brand called Most Moto, which is mindset of successful thinking, a motivational platform on social media. And I wanted to go around, actually interview people that's a part of the group for the betterment of the group, to tell their story about business owning and how they change the way that they think and doing certain things. So I started my first podcasting / TV interviewing type show in 2018. And it was, and of course, like everybody, when you start to get into something, you start overthinking a lot of things and start thinking it costs more than it does to get started. And that's a lie. Doing your own TV show or record or doing interviews or doing your own podcasting is so simple. It's very basic. In the past, it may have been very hard to do. You had to have big old boards and all that and having a whole lot of different wires all over the place and have a set spot to do things. Well, nowadays in 2020, it's much easier to start your own TV interview show, your own talk show, or your own podcast show, or your own radio show, your own radio station in a sense. So I'm going to talk to you about the basic stuff of getting that going. So 2018 started, I did that. I literally bought, and I got the description of the things I bought from Amazon. There's no affiliation with that. I just wanted to share these ideas and not these thought process with you. But for lighting, you're going to have lighting. If you're trying to start a show, interviewing show, you got to have lighting so people can see you. You got to have something to actually record your voice into, something to actually to capture your voice, i.e., or your phone. It's something as basic as this, and something to record your voice with, which is, you see these earbuds that come with your phone. your cell phone and some earbuds and get you started, and some lights and get you started with recording your own TV interviewing show. That's as simple as that. I've been there where I overthought everything, where I thought it costed thousands of dollars and couldn't get it done. I literally went to Amazon. I went to YouTube like everyone else does, the YouTube guide, and actually typed in how to start my own show. How does, and if you don't be careful, the YouTube would take you down a rabbit hole of mundane videos of saying the same thing. A lot of videos of looking at this and that, and you start going down a rabbit hole trying to figure out what you want. And you end up being discouraged thinking it costs a lot of money because you're looking at these people on these YouTube stations that's been in the business for a while, or they actually have the money to buy all these things, lighting and studios and things like that. I literally went on there and looked up lighting and bought me, in the description, you're going to see some newer lights. I got them. I'm using them, so I can't show you, but they're literally like came in a pack of 3. Cost like $120 something, $140 something bucks. And set them up in 3 different, around the chair that I was interviewing people at. Got my phone out, got me a lapel mic, earbuds, and actually just started recording right then and there. That's how simple it is. People used to ask me, how in the world, what are you using? What are you doing to record your stuff and editing it? I mean, I went on my phone, my cell phone. I used my cell phone for everything in the beginning, everything. This cell phone, this Droid was used for everything. That's how simple it is. When it comes down to starting your own podcast show, the same thing. You need something to capture your voice. Could be your phone, something to record your voice with, your earbuds, and you're on and popping. And then you need an actual, let me back up. You're going to actually need a platform to record, to get what they call an RSS feed, a really simple syndication feed. I mean, that's how much detail. I mean, I went into a whole lot of research on it of how to get this stuff started. But you need a platform like what they call Anchor app. They give you that RSS feed to put your podcast all over the world or wherever you want it to be at, Apple Music or whatever, Apple, Amazon, whatever. That's all you need. A cell phone, earbuds, and the app to actually to put your show on, to put it out to everyone else, and you got your podcast show started. It's that easy. I've told people this so many times where I don't think they believe me because it's so simple. They think it's more to it. Then I went up to, if you want to advance a little bit, you can use your laptop. You want to use the stuff that's around you. To start your own podcast show, use what you have around you. If you want to elevate from using your cell phone, which has great technology in it, and not using your earbuds, elevating up, taking another step up, get your laptop. A lot of people have a laptop in their house now. Literally, laptop. You can still use your earbuds, or you can step it up with a basic USB microphone. A Samsung microphone, USB. Plug it into your computer. You only popping. This thing costs $60. $60. A laptop, USB mic, which come with a stand. I got this in the description for you too. To just hit the link and buy one. I don't get anything from that. And you start recording. You can use Zoom. You can use something like this called StreamYard. You can use so many different platforms out there to actually record your interview, but it's something very easy. This is how you can literally set up a podcast show less than $100 because you already done bought your laptop, or you already have your phone. They come with earbuds. If you want to step it up, like I said, with your laptop, you got a microphone, Samsung microphone. Go on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and check it out and look at it. But I got the link in the description on this thing to where you can start out something very simple. This is the beginner's step-by-step of getting a podcast started. Just want to record your voice and get it out there, because all you have to do is have something to say. And believe it or not, a lot of us have something to say, and there's going to be a lot of people that actually agree with what you're saying. People that actually may be thinking just like you. So let me help you not overthink it right now about the whole idea. Who's my audience? Who am I going to talk to? That's going to come. If you got something to say, you're not afraid to talk to people. Or if you got something to say, you may be afraid, you got to record a couple episodes and keep going and start going so you can actually get the cobwebs out. You'll get comfortable with it. But look at it just like a conversation on the phone with somebody on your phone. A lot of people get caught up in the whole idea of who my audience may be, and they go into YouTube and start getting inundated with a whole lot of different stuff, and they start getting afraid because they don't have all the stuff that person have on the screen. To get to where I'm at right now, and that's not far, I just had to make up my mind to say I'm going to do that. So beginning of this year in 2020, the corona hit, and everybody knows that. Like I said, I started a show in 2018 where I was just recording, literally using my cell phone, lapel mics, and these lights I got in front of me, going to people's house and talking to people that I knew about their business experience. And I used to go there and actually set up, and they'd be surprised that it was something as simple as my phone and the lapel microphone, lapel mics I bought for $14. And it's all running to my phone, and we recording a whole freaking interview like we're at a studio. It's that easy. If you want to start your own show, it's that easy to do that. Use your phone, hit play, hit record, and just start recording. You got your own show going. That's how easy it was. So like I said, in 2018, I started that. Put it down for a little bit because I got busy doing other things. 2020 came. Everybody was at home. So I knew a lot of people that actually had a podcast going already beforehand. So I did a video encouraging them. They have no longer an excuse to why they can't record videos no more, or why they can't record interviews, or why they can't get their podcast off the ground, because everybody's at home. You're at the house. Those same people said, hey, won't you come on the show then? Cool, no problem. Came on the show. Had a lot of fun doing it. Had something to say. People had something to say. I had fun doing that. I said, I'm going to get my podcast started back up again. So what? Everybody, their mama got a podcast show. When McDonald's started, or Burger King started, or Crystals, or wherever, do you think or Wendy's, they said, man, it's already a couple of other people that got a burger joint open or burger shop, so I'm not going to start my own business. No, they said we're going to be something different. We got something to provide people. Wendy's got a little square patty that might be fresh, that's what they say. Crystal got a small square patty. It's smaller, but has all this different stuff. McDonald's had the Big Mac. I mean, they all had their own little things they had. What I want to encourage you with is that everybody has one, so what? You've been talking about doing it, just start one. It's that simple. I told you, just get your cell phone out, get your earbuds going, and hit record. Log in to get your Anchor app on. I got that in the link too, where you can actually get your podcast out to more people, but get one going. It's simple as that. No reason to be afraid about it. We're talking about the basic level. So I had those same people that I was telling to get their podcast going and encouraging them to move forward in their ideas. I at the same time said, I'm going to get my podcast going. I thought it was going to be tough to do because I'm thinking more old school. I'm thinking about, man, it's going to be hard to get a podcast going. I need to have a big studio set up. So I had a friend of mine that was actually closing their radio station down, and their podcast show they had down because they had the full-fledged office. They had the mics all over the place. They had the whole thing set up, engineers, everything. So they said, hey, Troy, we'll sell you this whole setup for $10,000. Man, I went online and started telling people, hey, man, I want to start my own radio show up, man. Help me get this money. Help me get this thing going. And one of my boy Verbs, told me, he said, Troy, don't take all that. Do you know you can run a whole podcast show or radio station from your computer? I said, yeah, right. But like I'm telling you right now, he broke it down to me, told me the step-by-step, get the Anchor app, get this, Squadcast. That's a place where you can actually record. All you need is your phone and some ear jacks or a laptop, earbuds, and a laptop or whatever. It'll pull up right there. You can record a show. I didn't know it was that simple. I said, man, it's that easy? It's that easy. I thought I had to have the full-fledged boards and everything else out there. Then I said, I'm going to step it up a notch, man. I'm going to step up a notch. I'm going to get me something called don't worry about all this. This, like I said, it's a beginner's thing, but I had something called a task cam. Because remember, like I said, podcasting mainly is about audio. They care less about the video. Traditional podcast listeners just listen to the audio. But I wanted to step it up a notch, have some video. So I was already doing video recordings, right? Interviews. So I had my cell phone and lapel mics for that. I said, let me step it up a notch and get me some actual microphones. USB mics. He told me, my boy Mike Verbs told me, get you a USB microphone, you get your laptop out, you start recording. It's that simple. It's that simple. I remember my guy Jamon from the Jamon Bolton show. Shout out to Jamon. Jamon said, Troy, it's really easy to do a podcast show. You get your cell phone, earbuds, Anchor app, you got a show. I said, it can't be that easy. It was that easy. Your cell phone and these earbuds will get you everywhere you need to go starting out. But I said, I'm going to step it up a little bit more. So I got my laptop out, got this microphone, got some headphones, and I set up shop on my ironing board. I had an ironing board with my laptop and the microphone on and start recording people. People like, man, how does your stuff sound so clean and crispy like that? Is it that simple? Is that easy? I did not know it was that easy either. And I had it in the back of my mind too. People say, man, everybody got a podcast show. Not everybody. And everybody not talking about what I'm talking about. And if they are, they're not doing it the way I am. So think about that. When you want to start your own podcast show, everyone's not doing it like you. So I started stepping up some more about editing the podcast because my boy Verbs editing it for me. He couldn't do it. He got busy. I said, how can I make this very easy where it's already pre-done, basically edited and everything? It's edited and everything already. What can I do? I had to spend a couple more dollars. It was simple though, but it still was easy. I don't like doing stuff because I get bored real quick. I don't like doing a lot of stuff that I don't like doing. So I bought this right here. Where is this? Can I get it right here? This RODECaster Pro. This is a freaking radio station in a box. If you want to step it up a little bit, remember we started from the beginning with the cell phone earbuds. Step it up another notch. Laptop, microphone. Step it up another notch. I went on and got this RODECaster Pro. Right here. Yeah, right here. Got this RODECaster Pro thing here. I got the link in that too, where you want to buy it. That's a radio in a box. That's what I'm recording on right now. You got music on it. People laughing on it. Hey, this show. Clapping. This is a radio in a box. That's how easy it is now to do a podcast and make it sound like a freaking radio station. Spend a couple of dollars. That's still under $1,000 right now. To start a podcast show like a radio station, simple. I have people calling and ask me, how do I start? I'm giving you just the basic stuff to get going, elevate it a little bit, do a little couple of progressions. But I'm going to tell you, when you go to YouTube, don't get caught up so much into all the mic choices because you're going to have a lot of them. All the camera choices, you're going to have a lot of them. You're going to have a lot of light choices. Get to just the basic stuff that you can actually afford and just hit the record button on your phone. Or hit the record button on your computer. It's as simple as that. Everybody should start a podcast. Everybody should write a book, but everybody should start a podcast if they want to, because they got something to talk about. All right. I just want to give you the little simple tips about starting your own podcast, how simple it is. You can start, like I said, with your cell phone, your earbuds, and you on and popping. You download the Anchor app. You ready to go? I think I do have a little affiliation with that Anchor app, though. If you get that, it'd be cool. But that's how you get a podcast simply started for cheap. That's free right there. It don't cost you anything to get the Anchor app. It don't cost you anything to use your cell phone because you already got it. It don't cost you anything to have your earbuds that already come with your phone majority of the time. Hit the record button. You got your show started. Don't overthink it and don't overthink things because we can easily do that. We're talking stuff out of it. Be careful going to YouTube and actually start looking at all these different videos and run you down that rabbit hole where you're like, man, forget this. It's going to cost me too much. Or I won't be able to sound like them. You're not them. Don't worry about you starting your show. Don't worry about the audience you're trying to reach to just yet. Just know you got something to say. Come up with an actual title. That title will start to evolve to where you actually start reaching some people that you actually want to reach. Don't worry about who you're going to be able to interview because believe it or not, you're going to have a lot of people you're going to know that you're going to be able to interview and get things going. It's a lot of folks that got something to say too, to talk about something, just like talking on the phone. All right. So I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to the NOTI Lounge right now. How I can encourage you about starting your own podcast show cheaply. A lot of people always ask how do I start, where do I start from? Got a couple of links in the description where you can get, if you want to elevate yourself and get you another mic, A basic mic, USB mic to go to your laptop. So when you get to record on Zoom or record on StreamYard or record on whatever platform you're using to record your voice, you can do that. And if you want to take it up a step and say, hey, man, I want some music in the background, I want some clapping, I want to be able to hear myself talk about something, you can do that. You step it up and get your RODECaster. You still only spent less than $1,000 because you already got a lot of stuff already. Start your own show. That's how basic and simple it is, man. I holler at you. Appreciate you. Thanks for listening to NOTI Lounge today. Remember, the true outcome of having a mindset of successful thinking is having an unwavering expectation of successfully achieving a predetermined goal, knowing that the outcome was supposed to happen. Remember, the two most important currencies in life are time and relationships. Time, you got to invest wisely because you can't get it back. Relationships to get you places that money can't buy. Make sure you subscribe to the NOTI Lounge. We got a lot of people that have a lot to say about how to not overthink their ideas or overthink your idea. Keep you inspired and encouraged to move forward and take that idea, as my boy Brian Church say, off the paper napkin and put it into the world, man. But look, I holler at you. Peace.